Subscribe to the Comic Book University. Hey guys, Professor Bill back. Now I'm about to watch this Supergirl one. I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm not big on lying. I actually already watched it. But it's short enough and it was good enough. There's actually stuff that I do want to explain, so I'm going to play it, going to have it played down here so you guys can see it too, and I'm going to comment on it. I just want to point out that she's got some freaking sexy legs. Oh my god. She's a gorgeous girl. Absolutely love that. Ah, it's like bullet time Matrix. She's faster than a speed. She's faster than a speed at bullet time. Alright, thank you for that. Oh, there's actually more stuff. That's old stuff. But, yeah, I want to point out some things, because I'm a long-time Superman fan, and I watched Smallville. I watched every single episode of Smallville. I watched a couple of them twice. I watched the one with the Flash several times. Man, that's kind of like the Superman takeoff. He also did that in Man of Steel. That was his takeoff. And this looks like they actually got whoever the Wachowski brothers, the Wachowski siblings at this point. I'm not here to judge anybody. Whoever the camera crew was who did The Matrix, because that second Matrix movie, all the Matrix movies, that's what they did. But it was in Matrix 2 and 3 that Neo was actually flying, and that's the flight that he did. He did that bend down and then whoosh, fly up thing that he did. And seeing the whole like anti-gravity thing, yeah, it's always been a big thing with Superman, is how does he fly? You know, they made jokes about it in the Richard Donner movie. Said like, it was Perry White, the guy who owned the Daily Planet. He says, how does he fly? What does he have? What does he have? Batteries under that cape? And Stan Lee has commented on it more than anybody who I've ever seen, anybody I've seen on record. And it's true. It's all of it. It's true. I'm telling you right now, the reason why Superman flew, because originally faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Superman couldn't fly. Not for a particularly long time, but for long enough, for a couple of years. Superman wasn't a flyer. They didn't believe that superheroes could fly. It didn't make any kind of sense. And then Timely Comics, the predecessor to Marvel Comics, their very first superhero was Namor, Prince Namor, the Submariner, and Namor Mackenzie is actually his full name. And they had Namor fly. He had those stupid little anklet wings, like he looked like like he stepped on baby Pegasi and was flying with those. But he was actually flying in those comics. They didn't know how far they could take this whole superhero thing. Like, are people going to believe that, a man could fly? Just jumping high is good enough. That's good enough for a Superman and Ubermensch. So when they saw Namor flying and nobody rioted in the streets and all that good stuff, they said, let's make Superman fly too. Screw it. So that's the story of how Superman first started flying. And the thing is, while Marvel always tried to give a really good scientific explanation, DC would give essentially half-assed explanations why people could fly. I remember one of the very first Flash comics. They had the original Flash Garrett with that tin can on his head with the wings on it. It's all these wings today. They would show in one of the issues, a panel, how he's able to catch bullets. Oh, he runs up, flies at the same speed of the bullet, and catches the bullet. That's how he does it, without the bullet going through his hand. All right, sorry, former electrical engineer here, and yeah, I've taken a couple of physics classes in my life, and no, That's not enough. It's still hot. It's still going really fast. How are you slowing it down? You know, so they just eventually just said, "Oh, you know what? The Speed Force." That's how. It's it's an explanation, a pseudoscience explanation is basically the answer to that, and that's basically always been their answer. And they've tried to give certain explanations why Superman can fly. They say, "Oh yeah, he's got this small tachyon." Not tachyon, sorry. Tachyon is time space, time specifically, but it's a small like micro level. It's just big enough to cover his costume, you know, and himself. That it's complete anti gravity, and therefore anything that he touches like that. And they went on that a little bit more with Superboy, the Superman clone, back in the reign of the Supermen, which was right after the death of Superman, which I was just talking about. But that's what they used to explain it. So that's why his cape would get torn up but his uniform wouldn't get torn up. But we've seen his uniform get torn up, and DC is not known for continuity. That's a reason why they have a crisis every 5 years, some kind of a crisis, so they can reset their numbers back to number one. And I'm not arguing; it works. It's a great sales tactic to get people to buying. But Marvel's known for its continuity, and Marvel's known for trying to give actual, decent scientific explanations for things, and I appreciate that. But it's like the difference between Star Trek and Star Wars. Star Trek makes more sense. Star Wars sells better. But they're showing this. That was a really long rant for this, but the point is they're showing this form of anti-gravity, like the rocks are coming up underneath her, and that is just an unbelievably sexy scene. I'm not just talking about sexy because Melissa is a gorgeous woman. Forget that. I'm talking about just the cinematography there, the special effects they're using, that crew, the whole team. My God. I'm just saying, this show is clearly going to do a lot better on the CW than it did on that other network, which the show did great there. Did good there. Now let's hope that they decide to pick up Constantine too, because oh my God, just that right there, that one scene, it makes me say they're going to actually sink some money into this show, and that's all we really want. I absolutely love it, and I love seeing that they're going to have Superman on it. Maybe he doesn't look good now, but I believe he's going to look really good in the actual TV show once all the editing and all that good stuff is done. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing this on the CW. Guys, doing a good job. All right, guys, class dismissed.